So you want to learn how to make millions of dollars in 2025? Well, you've come to the right place. My name's Christian Jamal. I've generated over $12 million for my agency by helping other people make hundreds of millions of dollars using Facebook ads. Really, I'm not very good at a lot of things, but this is the one thing that I know how to do really, really well. So if that sounds interesting, then stick around. Today, I'm going to be breaking down an ad account that we spent about $5.5 million on, and we closed close to $65-70 million worth of sales for this client of ours. Incredible results. They completely changed the landscape of the game in their space. And yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into it. Now, this is the ad account. Obviously, you guys can see we spent close to $5 million and generated close to 340,000 leads, a little bit more than that, in fact. Now, the way we were able to do this is by implementing 3 strategies at a very, very high level. And in order for you to see these results, quite frankly, you have to implement all 3. You just can't just do one and expect to see similar results. Now, these 3 strategies are super simple and they're not that difficult to implement. The only problem is that most people watch these videos, you get all this info, you get super excited, and then you end up doing nothing with it. So the reason I'm saying this is because I want you guys to succeed. I want you to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars next year, maybe save your first 100K if that's your goal. And the reason I keep insisting that you need to do all 3 of these strategies is because that's the only way to do it. You can't half-ass it. You have to do things all the way through in order to see the results that you want. So without further ado, we're going to dive into the exact strategies and what I did in order to achieve this on this ad account. All right, so I opened up a Canva whiteboard just so I can break down exactly what this looks like. So we have the 3 strategies and we're going to list them down here. So the first one is actually my favorite. It's simplicity scales. So we're going to dive into exactly what that means, what part of the ads we made super simple in order for us to be able to scale. The second part is a different angle, and I'll explain exactly what that means, because most people, they look at things very two-dimensional, and that's why you make little to no money. The people that change the game are the ones that are making the most money and all the money. And in order for you to be one of those people, you have to find a different angle. And the last thing, and to me, the most important one, is what we built is a scalable ecosystem. All right. And these are the three strategies, and I'm going to break down exactly what each one of them means, because I know, like, looking at this, you're like, what the hell does this even mean? So the first thing is simplicity scales. When it comes down to the ads, a lot of people, they try to overthink what they want to say in their primary text, in their headline, in the videos, all these things. You don't, okay? So what we did for this is we made a 2-sentence primary text with a call to action, right? So 2 sentences. For example, if you're selling hats, you can say something along the lines of, again, this is just an example, we're going to talk about all these other things. If you're selling hats, you can say something along the lines of, these are the best hats, click below to shop now, right? Very simple. Obviously, I would never publish that because that sounds horrible, but it's very simple. That's what you want to aim for. You want to aim for something simple, okay? So for this, we said X thing is the best way to do Y, and it only takes 15 minutes to know if you're able to do Y. So apply something along those lines. So after that, what we did is we filmed content, right? Content similar to this video right here. So the content was simple as well. So what we did is 60-second cutoff, and we did a hook, body, CTA, call to action format. So what that means is we started the video with something eye-catching. We explained truly what this means, and we gave a call to action at the end of the video, all in under 60 seconds. I want you guys to sit down and practice this, truly. Like, try to tell someone something in 60 seconds and then shut up, and that's it. That's like all the time you get to talk to them. So if you're able to do that successfully, then you're able to write proper content, okay? And then from here, most people, when they start running ads, they want to ask the lead a bazillion questions. What we did is we kept the form limited to 4 questions, right? So it's gonna be name, phone number, email, and then a custom question, okay? So super simple, right? Once you have simple items, you're able to scale your ad spend. And this is why we knocked out the first marketing strategy, which is simplicity scales. And again, you don't need to complicate it. The whole point of this is for it to be simple, okay? Now, a different angle is where the most amount of sauce comes into play. This is where your skills are actually tested, okay? So when it comes to a different angle, you need to think of this as, I am selling something that everybody knows what it is. I want to sell it in a different way. Okay, I'll give you guys an example. The first person to think of, oh, blue light is really bad from the computer. Let's sell these sunglasses and call them blue light blockers. Okay, that is a different angle on something very known. Now, obviously, there's been advancements in this, and now there is actually like a thing as blue light blockers. But at the end of the day, it's just a form of sunglasses that you can make it easier to see inside without damaging your eyes, right? That's the whole point of sunglasses, not damaging your eyes from the sun, right? So you have to think about it in your type of business, okay? So when it comes down to different angle, I'm gonna talk about examples because I don't know what business you guys have. You need to think about it from an alternative factor. So I'll give you guys an example in a space that's very known right now, which is life insurance. When we notice that in the life insurance space, most people think that life insurance is a check that your family receives after you pass away. What we notice is that a lot of these wealthy people are buying these life insurance policies and basically taking loans out against their own money. So we started saying things like infinite banking, become your own bank. These are things that have nothing to do with life insurance based on what the public thinks life insurance is. And that's why that different angle was successful for one of our clients. Another example to this is the chiropractors, right? When it comes down to chiropractor, people want to go to chiropractor to feel better, have a better posture, all these things. What we can talk about when it comes to chiropractors is a slightly different angle. We can look at it potentially as, come get work done on your back so that you can perform better at this year's marathon. If let's say there's a bunch of athletes locally coming for a marathon, that could be like a different angle, right? It doesn't necessarily mean it's an evergreen strategy. The one that I explained about life insurance is a pretty evergreen strategy. The one that I explained about the marathon runners is more of a one-time angle. But at the end of the day, you do need to think about this from the perspective of how can I come up with an evergreen strategy, okay? And again, I'm stressing on this. It's very, very abstract. This is something that I cannot write down and say, do this, do this, do this, you'll get a different angle. You just genuinely need to think about, how can I be different? How can I not be the same as everybody else? Because if you're the same as everybody else, guess who's gonna win the client? The one with the cheaper price. And then if you're getting beat by your competitors that are charging low, you're going to start charging less than them so you can get business, and then they're going to try to beat you again, and then it's going to be a race to the bottom. We don't want to do that. We want to apply a different angle. And that's why most people that are charging tens of thousands of dollars for consulting are not doing something very different than someone is charging hundreds or a couple thousands of dollars for consulting. They are attacking it from a different angle. Their angle is, I have better experience, I have this, I have that, I've worked with X person, I worked with Y person, okay? And the last one, which is my favorite, is when it comes down to these 5.5 million in ad spend, we need people hired in the operations side in order to help manage this type of ad spend, right? A normal person would think that we had tens or maybe hundreds of people working on that level of ad spend. In fact, we had less than 5. Right? And that's because we created a scalable ecosystem. So what you want to do in order to successfully have a scalable ecosystem is, first thing, you have to audit your softwares. Okay? If you're still using 100 softwares to achieve your goal, that's not very scalable, right? If you want to log into 10 different things to get your job done, not scalable. The next thing you want to do is you want to automate. What is automate? All right, sorry, I can't type today. Okay, I don't even know if automatable is a word, but if something can be automated, you need to do it no matter what it is. The simple automations that most people think about is when I book a call on someone's calendar, I get an email invite to that meeting. So like, these are simple. You want to think a little bit deeper. You want to think about the operations. You want to think of, when I receive payment, am I manually fulfilling this or am I automatically fulfilling this? Are they getting invited to my communication channel automatically? Is it being done manually? If I'm selling a product on Shopify, are they automatically getting their tracking number or am I sending it to them manually? Is my supplier automatically getting the order or am I sending it to them manually? Everything you can automate needs to be automated. This is a fact. In order to scale, you need this. Anything that can be only done by humans needs to be done by humans. Other than that, it's just gotta be robots. And when I say robots, I'm not talking about AI, I'm talking about stupid automations. Like as in, when X happens, do Y. That's it, simple, clear cut, not complicated, no logic entailed. Simple, and that's the best thing to do, because once you start adding all these different complications, it stops being scalable, right? Anything that adds any level of complexity needs to be heavily vetted to see if it's worth adding to your ecosystem or not worth adding to your ecosystem. And then after that, the last and fourth, and if you got to this part of the video, I want to give you guys like a fourth one, which is the bonus. Okay, you need to have heart, bro. I want to say something else, but have heart, right? Because in order to scale to that level of ad spend, every business owner says to themselves, oh, if it's doing well, I'll spend more money. And then when it does well, business owners get lazy. And that's a problem. What I want to say is that you guys, once you see this working, you need to reinvest based on future goals. So you say, I'm going to spend 10,000 in ad spend, and I'm going to keep spending this 10,000 until I get Y. And once Y happens, I'm going to start spending 20,000 in ad spend. And then once this is happening, your ads shouldn't be like, I will increase the ad spend when I make more money, which is the common sense to do it, right? This is what everybody thinks of when they walk into this. You need to think to yourself, I need to spend this much. What do I need to do on the other side of my business to make sure that this is something that I'm doing regardless? Now, if you don't know how much ad spend to start with, that's not a problem. I'm gonna leave a link below to our agency. You can get a free marketing review with one of our experts. You might even get lucky and I might be on one of those calls. So we can help you dictate what that number is and how you need to scale to get to that level of ad spend, because this account is actually still active and is currently spending close to $500,000 a month. Okay, so by next month, this will be a $6 million ad account. Okay, and this is exactly how you grow in 2025. And you need to have heart, you need to have simple automations, you need to have a scalable ecosystem, and you need to attack things from a different angle, which is my favorite one, which is why most people come to us, is because we take their business and we look at it from a marketer's perspective. How can I get an audience that didn't even know that my product was something that they desired, right? And that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this type of content, if you like talking about Facebook ads, if you like talking about marketing, B2B, B2C lead generation, then make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.